This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. In what I consider has been an absolutely fantastic year for our good friends over at GMT, they have come out with another masterpiece, and that is Prime Minister. Now, we saw American President, which I've been thrilled about, and now we got Prime Minister. I'm just, the variants, usually these type of games aren't down my alley, but I'll tell you this much. This is something special. Now, I'm not going to go over all the rules. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's going on here. Then we will actually come back and we'll talk a little bit more about this after I show you everything and talk a little bit about what this game's about. So let's catch you on the other side. God, I sound like Sam. Let's go down the table, check it out. So I'm not going to show you everything that's going on here. I'm just going to kind of break down a few things. The way this is going to work, you're going to either be the Prime Minister or the opposition leader. And what you're trying to do is, as either a liberal or a conservative, okay, you're going to try to get your stuff passed and try to keep in office and get as many victory points as you can. There is a solo mode to this, which is glorious because it has it's called the clockwork, and that's a whole different thing that we're going to talk about. And I think we're going to try to do something hopefully over the holiday to show you this, how it plays solo, because it does such a fantastic job at doing that. You're going to have events that are going to kind of change how you're going about things, because basically you're going to be trying to pass certain types of bills, and there's a couple of different bills that you're going to be trying to pass. What you want to do is become the Prime Minister and stay in power, but that's not so easy. You could try to pass cross-party bills, but what happens with those is that both sides are going to get points. Okay, so if you are a conservative and the Prime Minister, the liberal side and the opposing the opposition there is going to get a chance to get points as well, the opposition leader of the other party. So you're going to, depending on who you are, you're going to want to pass more bills that are going to give you points. And the higher the value, the harder it is to get these passed. And you're going to be working, and it's a Victorian era, so you're going to be as some of the very classic prime ministers you can play as. There's Aberdeen, Derby, and you could play them either way and play against them in the clockwork, of course, as well. Over here in this section of the board, and here's where you're going to be passing the bills, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to have a marker here, and it's going to be, you'll have an idea how the bill is going through. What you're also going to be doing is trying to keep balance, okay? Because not only are you going to have to deal with the constituents as workers, Ireland, gentry, farmers, you're going to have to do the conservatives and liberals, you're going to have to keep that balance, the middle class, the Scottish, and work your way all the way through that. But there's also over here where you're going to be keeping track of how your popularity is, because you don't want to lose as a prime minister and end up as as the opposition leader, because then it's going to be harder and you're going to be fighting things. Also, you're going to be trying to keep things so to make sure that your bills get passed in the government MPs, the moderates and the partisans. You're going to need 330 votes to pass a bill, but how you decide to balance that is up to you and how you want to change that. You're going to be trying to get the Queen's favor as well. And you're going to be scoring all these victory points and hopefully at the end be able to either beat the clockwork or the opponent that you will be facing. It is a very interesting and fascinating game. And then, of course, not to mention that there are going to be events that are going to kind of change things and throw a monkey wrench into the thing, and your supporters. Okay, you are going to be utilizing them to hopefully influence and change how you go about things. This is a fantastic and wonderful game. They're both illustrated perfectly. The solo game has its own rule book, which is the Clockwork rule book, and then you have the multiplayer because you can play up to 4 players. You can have a backbencher on your team if you are either the prime minister or the opposition leader, and you can kind of work your way through that and play 4 player, which is really an interesting twist on this. Another tremendous game for our friends over at GMT, and I highly suggest this. I'm going to go up and talk more about it, and we'll talk about it, and then we'll get on out of here like we normally do. Boy, GMT just kicks it out of the park, folks. Okay, let's send it up top. With the overwhelming success of Mr. President, which I thought was a fantastic game. Some people felt it was a little bit too hard and a lot going on, but I kind of like that for me. This is almost kind of the complete opposite because the complexity is not that hard. It's not an overwhelmingly hard game, and yet the strategy there, the solo mode is there, and this is just something that is just absolutely fantastic and a must-have from our good friends at GMT, who are just knocking it out of the park this year. I mean, I think they're going to finish up the year with a couple more games, and I'm like, oh, how many more games can you guys put out? I mean, you guys have done unbelievable this year. This has been a banner year for GMT, and to crown it off with a couple games that I've recently got that we're going to be taking a look at in the next couple weeks. What a great year. What a great game. I suggest you go get it. If you like Mr. President and you wanted something a little lighter, well, here it is with a great and fantastic solo mode. I suggest you check it out. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.